Hello, Veronica. It's Mr. Shawn here again, reading another story to you. I hope things are going well for you, going well for me. So let's see. Today's story is Brian's Hats, written by Anne Harth. Look at all the hats he has already on. What is this one? It's like a baseball cap. You know what this one is for? It's for a chef. It's what chefs wear. Chefs are cooks who make food. How about this one? Do you recognize this one? Is that a baseball cap turned backwards? No, I think it's a fireman's helmet. So let's see what other helmets or hats Brian has. Brian sat on the front steps of his building. He wore his red baseball cap. Hi, Mr. Mack, he said to the mailman. Do you have a package for me? Mr. Mack opened his mailbag. Not today, Brian. So there's his red baseball cap. The next day, Brian sat on his front steps again. He wore a white baker's hat. Hi, Mr. Mack. Do you have a package for me? Mr. Mack smiled. Not today, Brian. Yep, there's his baker's hat, sometimes a chef's hat. The day after that, Brian sat on his front steps again. He wore a red fireman's hat. Hi, Mr. Mack. Do you have a package for me? What he's waiting for that package. What do you think? Not today, Brian, Mr. Mack said. Are you expecting something? No, Brian shook his head. I'm hoping. Well, that's interesting. Is he hoping what? Is someone going to send him a package that he doesn't know about? Let's see. The next day, Brian had a cold. He sniffed, he coughed, he felt hot and tired. He stayed in bed. What if I get a package today? He said. What do you think? There's his baseball cap and his baker's hat and his fireman's hat. Boy, he's a very colorful blanket, doesn't he? All those colors, red and yellow and green and blue, red and colors in between, huh? Even has a purple lampshade. Whew, very colorful room. Don't worry, said Mom. Mr. Mack knows where we live. I hope so, Brian said. He closed his eyes. Take a little nap, it sounds like, when you're sick. Sleep is a very good thing to be able to do. That helps your body fight off the infection. Knock, knock. Brian woke up. He heard the front door open. Hello, Mr. Mack, said Mom. I have a package for Brian, Mr. Mack said. Thank you. I'll give it to him as soon as he wakes up. Well, I think he already woke up, didn't it say? There's his name written on the box, Brian. It's written in what's called cursive. You probably haven't started cursive writing yet. Maybe you have. Brian sat up in bed. What is it, Mom? He called. Mom walked in and handed him a box. Open it and see. Brian tore open the box. He looked inside and laughed. He pulled it out, a dark blue hat, and put it on his head. Look, Mom, the present is from Mr. Mack. I'm a mailman. Whew, not many mailmen wear hats anymore, but they used to. And maybe some still do. It's pretty cool. That was nice of Mr. Mack to give Brian a hat, wasn't it? That made him happy. He probably didn't feel sick anymore because he had a new hat. Which of Brian's hats is white? Which hat did Brian wear first? Why did Brian stop sitting on the steps of his building? Why is Brian afraid to stay in bed? All right, so let's go back. What was the first hat he wore? He wore his red baseball cap. Yep. What was the white cap? You remember? It was a baker's hat. Yep. So why did Brian stop sitting on the steps? What happened to Brian? He had a cold, so he was feeling ill. So what was our last question? Why was Brian afraid to stay in bed? He was worried, what if I get a package today? 'Cause he didn't think Mr. Mack would know where they lived. But was that the case? No. Mr. Mack knew exactly where Brian lived, and he sent him a hat. That was very cool. Have you ever gotten an unexpected gift from someone? Those are always the best kind of gifts, I think, because you're not expecting it. It's always much better that way. All right, Veronica, that's our story for today. I hope you're doing well. Things are going well for you. They are for me. So until next time, bye bye.